Well, since September 1st, there have been nearly 200 suicide-related calls to Fargo police. Those that work with mental health resources say the high number of calls is actually a good thing because that means people are reaching out for help. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling explains.
North Dakota side for a suicidal female.
Suicide calls are on the rise in the Fargo area.
There needs to be more resources, to be quite honest, to deal with people in mental health crisis.
Since September 1st, there have been more than 190 calls that are suicide related, according to the dispatch logs for the Fargo Police Department. But only a small percentage of those calls resulted in a complete suicide.
We have 6 this year, and we had 14 in 2021.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention says suicide is the 12th leading cause of death in the U.S. More than 45,000 Americans died of suicide in 2020, and there were around 1.2 million attempts.
Our mission at AFSP is to offer hope and healing to those that are suffering from suicide. And so really seeing that increase in volume tells us that we are reaching those and offering hope, offering an avenue for people to be able to reach out and get their needs met, to know that they're not alone.
Mental health and suicide has become a more and more prevalent topic in society, especially since the pandemic.
A lot of what we're still seeing is just that aftermath. A lot of loneliness, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, even more so now that school started and we've been in session a little bit now. And we're likely going to see those same concerns and mood disruptions as we go into the holiday season as well.
There are plenty of mental health resources here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. And just remember, you're not alone in this. Reporting in Fargo.
For more information on suicide prevention, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.